Nice. We can all ad-lib this. Yes, we're all going to ad-lib this.
Welcome back to our Twin Flame Journey, Lee and Sherry. And today, or tonight, we are joined by Ron.
Hello.
Yay. And Ron is my ex-husband.
My best friend.
Yes.
Figure that out. So we've had a lot of inquiries about Ron and what went on in our marriage and through the transition and when Lee and I reconnected. And since Ron is a part of our family, we have decided he's back there making faces. It's like recording with you.
What are you talking about?
What? I don't have a nervous tick.
We got this.
This isn't going to work well.
Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
All right. So we decided to bring him on. Why not, right?
Yeah,
and answer your questions. And we have all your questions right here that you've asked. And I'm almost 100% positive this is going to be part one of the question and answer. We'll try to get through them.
I think we should be able to get through them all.
We should be.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Okay.
So this is Ron.
Hello again.
Yes.
And
That's Lee.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, I'm Sherry.
Nice to meet all of you.
Welcome to my world.
Again.
Yes. All right. So it's really great that we had posted up the actual. I guess you let everybody know that we were going to be asking Ron some questions, and we decided to make a video. Before we begin, I do want to say Ron is probably one of the greatest men that I know. Seriously, from a heart standpoint, and from really about somebody who's awake without even knowing he's really awake.
That's me.
That would be him. Yeah, he's got it. I know that those of you are Michigan fans. I'm sorry about the shirt. Some of you are just going to have
I'll put a disclaimer to our Michigan fans.
The Michigan fans, it's nothing against you, but really, he just he does. You're lucky it's not hockey.
Yeah, I almost did that. I didn't want to be too
He's a hockey
obvious.
fan.
Yeah, well, I'm from Detroit. I mean, I lived in Detroit, so I'm a Red Wings fan.
Actually, that was my Cincinnati one, but hey.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's not in Braille.
Yes. So anyway, we're going to read these questions. We're going to go over them. And let you guys know the answers. So this one came from, I'm not going to read any names, I'll just read the questions. Ron seems like a wonderful man, and he must have loved you very much to let you go. I was wondering, while you and Lee were chatting most of the night, did he ever ask what you guys were talking about? Well, the funny part is, go ahead.
Never really asked.
A lot of times we'd tell you.
Pretty much told
We
me
kind of
everything.
included him a lot.
Yeah.
It was a great friendship between, we were always goofing off and acting funny. And even though we had this strange thing that was going on that we were trying to understand, we had there were a lot of funny stuff. I mean, we were just...
Yeah, pretty much.
We have a really good friend who was going through some changes as well. And we all it was almost like it was four peas in a pod, kind of.
Pretty much. And
yeah.
I had not met Lee or the other friend yet either.
Right.
So
you just knew that I was chatting with Lee all the time.
Right.
And that we were just really good friends, and he was around a lot when I would get mad at Lee, or I would slam the computer down at Lee, or say I just don't understand him, or I just don't get him.
Yep.
And there were times, I mean...
Wait a minute.
Through it.
You're not supposed to have it.
Really?
Well, no, I took your side a lot.
Oh, thank you. Let's see.
Yeah.
Brotherly love.
For
Brotherly
heaven's sakes. I will say
See
that...
the guy's perspective.
That
it can work both ways.
Yeah.
Even... through even the bad times in our marriage, we were still friends.
Yeah. I mean there was never really...
we didn't... I don't know. We just did not be friends.
There was never really to where I hate you.
No.
Type of thing.
Like that.
Yeah.
It was more of, I'm mad at you. I need just go someplace.
Yeah.
But you both had very strong communication. It wouldn't have been possible without that.
No, we did.
Yeah. And we didn't say a lot, but we communicated a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it was never right. Just what Ron said. It was never angry. I mean, there was angry moments, but there was never any hate or even when we were married and not together and lived together, there was no.
No, there wasn't. I mean, it was
Yeah.
more. It was more. It wasn't really angry. As more of a frustration type of thing because we were yin and yang and not really together on the same page.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Type
But,
of thing.
you know, there's something that I think should be added here. So everybody really gets a more dynamic perspective of their connection. When you both found out that Cameron was coming, you really made a pact to each other.
We did.
Yep.
That was to signify of course, all three of us here, and of course the epidemic across the world is that you're fatherless. And these
Or
two,
motherless, depending on the situation.
yeah, that's true. And you guys made a pact that
No matter what happens, because even at that point in time, the marriage was iffy at best.
Yeah.
At best, but
there was a lot going on too
there was
that was beyond our control.
We just
That
made
helped us a lot.
a pact to make sure that we raised our son differently.
Right.
together.
We made sure that no matter what happened, that we were going to raise him together. Period.
End of story.
And that we weren't going to raise him the way that we were raised.
So they broke a generational cycle.
Yeah.
That's commendable.
Broke a lot of cycles with it.
Yeah. And, you know, I guess part of the same question, Ron, was what was going through your mind? And where was Ron hanging out, by the way, when you were on the computer? You didn't hide it at all. I mean, you sitting next to you.
Everything that we ever had was open.
It was. He's a TV guy.
Yeah.
And he watched a lot of TV, and I was on the computer, and we would watch shows together. But I was on the computer talking to you. He was there.
Yeah.
He was there.
I got to see what was being written and everything. Yeah. It's not. Everything was open.
Yeah. If nothing else, I was stating my truth at that point in time. I mean, that changed a little bit down the line.
Did Ron actually feel that you were cutting loose from him, or was it a mutual feeling?
Wasn't really. I would go if it had mutual, I guess, because there really was no one way or another.
It was mutual. Ron and I we were friendly. We were friends. And we knew that our relationship was falling apart. We knew that we were much better friends than we were husband and wife.
It came to the point to where it's what it came down to. Mm-hmm. And more or less that was handwriting on the wall.
Yeah, we knew we were better.
We were video bombed.
We
were video bombed.
We were video bombed by our son.
Yep.
Okay, come here. Come here a minute.
Come on,
so
Cam.
now it's time to introduce our son to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Cameron, say hello to the world.
Hello.
Say hi, world.
Hi, world.
How's everybody in the world?
How's everybody in the world?
Say
Gotta
it's
give
a
it to
mad,
me.
mad world, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Say it's a mad, mad world,
Is it mad? Is it bad, mad world?
and I'm not going to take it anymore.
I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
All right.
Always got a lot of love.
Yes.
Anyway, it was a mutual thing.
It was.
I think we could see in each other's faces and eyes that no matter how much we fought to keep things the way they were, it wasn't going to happen. And we saw that in each other. I saw that in her. I don't know if she saw it in me, but I definitely saw it in her.
I honestly think that you appreciated the fact that at times I couldn't say things to you because I didn't want conflict, but I had somebody there that I could say them to.
Right.
And then Lee, being the guider he is, would tell me what, how to handle, how to diffuse situations with you.
Same thing. I mean,
that went down. Both ways. That went down a lot.
Yes, it did.
I'm a diffuser.
He's a diffuser. Well, call him as I see him.
All right. Anyway, okay, this is a good question. If Lee lived in another state or country and you wanted to move there with your kids, would your husband have been willing to move with you?
Have been being past tense, being then.
Then.
Well, the thing, how can I put this without making it too complicated? The thing is, we were going to be close to Cam no matter who lived where, and I think either one of us would have done it, would have moved.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you're asking something that happened.
It did happen. It did happen.
Because if you really look at it, they were on the far side of town, and then when she was
Neither
going to
one of us
move
wanted
to
to
one
be
side of
there
the
then.
town,
Right.
he actually lives with my brother.
Yes.
So he moved to the same side of town. So Cameron
Yeah.
has never been without either.
Well, that was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, we
anyway.
can back that up because what happened was when he moved out to his apartment, and we had talked about that in the last episode, and then Lee came in when he had his back surgery, and then his lease was up after a year, and then Lee was with me, and his brother obviously needed a roommate, and so what happened was his lease was up, his brother needed a roommate. This isn't going very well. And it's like Big Mike.
Cameron, I thought you were going to.
And so what happened was he took the bedroom that Lee had at his brother's. And nobody hears this.
I am listening.
We're listening. Sorry.
I'm talking about them. They didn't see any of it.
Oh, well, yeah, well, we're just talking.
It's like when Mike comes up. We
Yeah.
just act like nobody sees. So so that's what happened. So it just worked out the way that his brother needed a roommate because he moved in with me, and then Ron's lease was up, and it just kind of worked out that way.
Actually, they kind of just did that on their own. It's almost like
They
they
kind
were.
of did it on their
No,
own.
she was. The way it worked out was I came over to get Cam one night, and before I got hey out of my mouth, she was like, "Hey, Mo needs a roommate." I said, "I was just going to ask you the same thing," and I'm like, "Yes, tell him yes."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually my brother's idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
it came
then-
to me in the shower. A lot of stuff comes to me in the shower, but anyway, it came. I was taking a shower, and I'm like, "I wonder if Mo needs a roommate now."
This is a family show, Ron.
I know. I kept it clean. I was in the shower.
Yeah.
It's getting clean.
No,
I was
no,
washing my
I'm with
hair.
him on that. It is clean.
It is
Okay.
clean.
Yeah, I was washing
Um,
my hair. It's cool.
But
No, and I was wondering if he was going to need a roommate before I even got the words out of my mouth. She was like, "Hey, Mo needs a roommate. Are you interested?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yes.
And I was like, "When do I move?"
So do you? That's kind of the question, I guess, really kind of pertains to whether or not, if let's say that Sherry and I moved over to
Honduras. Let's just say Honduras.
Honduras.
Oh, it's so humid there. Your hair.
Hello,
love
Honduras
it.
people. I hope you're watching.
We're really talking about my hair right now in Honduras.
Yes.
Can we get to the questions,
It's like,
please?
damn,
So-
I've been
I-
there, done that.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Honduras, I would have to take a rain check on just because it rains there a lot.
Yes, yes. But I guess it's a matter of we would all talk. I
We
don't
would
think
talk.
It would have.
The thing
I
is,
think
we're
when
a
you-
family, and we would work it out.
And I
Yeah.
think really what's
That's
the biggest
that's the general
the
concern.
biggest thing that I think we found that I think a lot of people do struggle with is we know how to communicate, and we take the time to communicate, and we're non-confrontational about it when we do.
Yes.
I would tell you that that's the biggest thing.
Oh, yeah,
that we've
yeah.
gotten.
I mean, because like someone will give all the pros, and they're like, "Okay, have you thought about this?"
Right.
Oh no, never crossed my mind.
Right, right,
Right.
yeah,
I agree.
yes.
Second part to
The
that question.
second part, well, actually, this is a little different. I'd also like to know how Sherry told her husband about twin flames. How did you make him understand without thinking you were crazy? And it's really interesting that you asked this question because we kind of asked him what he thought about it. Then we kind of explained it in a simple term.
We
And
did.
He said it. He said it really cool. I like the way he said it.
I don't remember.
Well, I said, number one, I said, well, it's like if she has a headache, I have to take some aspirin. And what did you say?
I said, "Oh, it's like being twins."
Yeah.
That's how simple it was.
Very simple.
When twins makes sense.
I mean,
Ron doesn't study or doesn't I don't want to speak for you, but isn't familiar with the twin flame dynamic.
No.
I know that Ron understands that Lee and I have a connection that's not
normal.
no,
You
Well,
and I
I-
said that at the same
Yeah.
time.
I wasn't.
We were
gonna
twins for a
say-
second. See
I
how that
wasn't
worked?
going to
See?
say
See?
that, but since you guys said it, okay.
But she's not normal. We can pick on her.
Yeah.
I was married to her. I got.
So without him thinking you were crazy, how did you make him understand without him thinking you were crazy? We don't understand the question because Sherry's crazy.
Right. She never stopped.
Yeah. So he was already
She's got
familiar with
medicine
that.
for it.
Yeah.
I did have
She did.
medicine
She
for it. I
got
don't
off
have
the medicine,
for
and
it
we've been
anymore.
able to
Freaks.
we tolerate her now.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot better.
So we
She's better off her meds.
yes, we love her a lot more now.
This is fun.
So
Hot seat.
she put, I haven't done this yet, and I'm worried about hurting him, and also that he'll think I'm certifiably nuts.
Just
I
look at
guess
her, she's
I'd like to know the best and most loving way to approach it is all.
Honesty.
So honesty
Honesty.
is, if you look at it this way, it was really funny today because we were at the grocery store and it was like we walked past the same person twice, not even realizing that the twins who were cashiers were literally identical twins.
Oh, that would mess me up.
And I went,
But
did you see that same person twice? And she said, oh, they're twins. And I looked back and I was like, oh. But I thought I was like talking to a woman and I was looking and I was talking to her again and I knew that we had taken steps and I saw the same person and I went, it was almost like they had the same
They're
mannerisms.
magic.
If you if you think about seeing two dogs that look the same, two cats that look the same, two birds that sing the same way, what's hard to explain that? I think the simplicity of it is easier to understand than really going into the metaphysical or all of these other things that you could try to explain it in such a way. It's confusing.
It is. Just be honest and be very simple.
Just talk about what's inside you.
Yep.
That's it.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
Trying to make something up that's going to blow up in your face. It's going to be all.
Trying to sugarcoat it is going to make it worse.
Yep.
Yes, and also remember, you've done all the research. He has not, or she has not. So don't try to over-inundate them with what you learned.
Or
go ahead.
you could say, look at this on the internet, Google it, whatever you have to do, read about, tell me what you think. And then explain, after he reads it, then say, hey.
Yeah, also
Would you
keep
have
in
been-
mind.
Would you have been okay with that?
Yeah, if she would have said, hey, you need to look this up and read it, then get back with me. I
Well,
would've
keep
done
in
it,
mind
totally.
too.
You'd be like, you're nuts.
Yeah. Keep in mind too that Lee and I didn't even know what a twin flame was until
No.
2012, 11?
11, 12.
11.
End of 11.
We didn't even know. We just knew that this was annoying and it was getting on our nerves, and I was sick of being able to not be away from it. It was just we didn't know either. So at this point, when Ron and I were still married and Lee and I were in the process of reconnecting, we didn't know. We were just best friends. We didn't know what a twin flame was. We just knew that we had a connection that wasn't normal.
And even if we would have looked something up, I don't think that we knew what we were feeling, but it would have been like we would have found information that told us we weren't.
Yeah, but she kind of knows what she is, though, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Susan should be better off to explain it than if she
It's
reads it.
right. If you know what you are, then explain what you are without looking it up.
Right.
But if
There
he
it
looks it up, he'll have an idea where she's talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. And you'll go, oh, okay, well, this seems to be something that people are writing about. Just make sure you find the basic way of explaining it.
Yeah. Or sometimes they may think you're crazy because a lot of times you can't push your spiritual belief systems on somebody else.
True.
Maybe they can just be understanding of what's going on with you.
Yeah, true story. All right, let's see. In my situation, I have met my twin. I went into this otherworldly state for several months. I didn't feel present. Let's see, when I finally told my husband, I don't think that's a question. Has Ron met his twin too, or not yet?
Should I say what I said in the restaurant?
Yes. Go ahead, say it. Say it.
Okay, I'm a fire sign and I'm flameless.
No. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Hi, Ron. Hi.
Flame is flame.
The answer to that is no. Ron has not found his twin flame.
No, but I would tell you that he's burning brightly pretty well, and when he's ready, it'll find him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not looking.
No.
Yeah.
Haven't been.
Let's see. I have.
You've dated some. I mean, he's dated.
Yeah.
Don't get me.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
hermit. He's dated some. So I mean, he's not like a hermit
It's just
hiding
been,
under the couch. Right.
So let's
It's not
see.
like I haven't tried to fix
You got a
him
really
up.
good compliment
You
here. You are
Thanks,
very
by the way.
brave and great man for doing that, and so consciousness is all that not easy path. Thanks, Ron. We love you.
Thanks, love you too.
Oh.
Oh,
There's lots of love.
we get
Let's see.
flowers.
You don't get flowers.
Did Ron at first feel resentful?
No,
Did it take time for understanding?
I didn't really know what was going on, so there was really nothing to understand because nobody really knew what was going on. I mean, we knew what was going on, but we didn't know what this was going
We just kept talking.
Yeah.
on. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nothing. There was nobody resented anything.
And it's kind of like not the
No.
old stereotype. I
There was
mean,
nothing to
Ron and I's marriage was falling apart. I didn't leave Ron for Lee. That's not what happened. Our marriage was crumbling, and Lee and I were best friends, and so there was an understanding that, yeah, this is done, and I'm doing this, and you're doing that, and this is what we're doing. What didn't change was the fact that we were this little boy's parents. That's what didn't change.
That was the focus.
Yeah.
I mean, even though our relationship was done, we still had, for lack of a better term, a centerpiece
Yeah.
that we both were focused on, that we both loved, and we weren't going to destroy that. We were just going to show, okay, mom and daddy aren't together, but you know what? We're still here. We're not.
We're family.
And
We're
even
not-
when it did get to the point where Lee and I were reconnecting, or were connecting on a more intimate level, and even then, that never left. The fact that we were his parents never left. And at that point, Ron was very accepting of Lee in our lives as part of Cameron's life. He was a baby.
Right. Yeah.
And he was a baby. And I can remember specifically me and Ron sitting down and talking, and I believe it was the very conversation that we had when you had said to me, "Why aren't you guys together? Why aren't you guys a couple? I don't understand. I get it that we're not doing this, but you guys are best friends." And I think it was Ron who said to me, the more people in our lives that love Cameron, the better.
Yes.
And that's how that went down. You want to come over here with mommy? Come on.
Yeah, come on over here and sit down. Come on.
I mean, a lot people who know
We're
Cam
recording.
can't get enough of him
Yeah, he's
for whatever
pretty sweet.
reason, and it's just people, complete strangers. We're in a grocery store. People will just come up and go, give you the oh my god thing.
Yeah. Really?
Nobody sees this.
No, nobody. The whole family wants to be in this video.
Yes, indeed. And it's just
You have to wait.
whatever he has, he's got it for
He's
everybody.
infected with love of a lot
Other
of people.
Immensely a lot of people. I mean, complete strangers come to the grocery store. Oh my god, I just love him. He's so this, he's so that, and they just walk away and they can't take their eyes off him.
I think what's actually very amazing that we all three share moments in our life of fatherlessness. And here we are. And if you think about how many father figures Cameron has to look at now versus...
Oh, Jiminy Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me, you, Mo,
Papa.
Papaw,
Yep.
Christian.
Christian.
I mean, Christian and
Yeah,
Eugene.
well, in a way, yeah.
But, I mean, Lieris. I mean,
Lieris.
the list goes
EJ.
on. And you think one child out there can't have even a glimmer of seeing their own father.
Right.
And he's surrounded by male role models that he'll be able to...
Yeah. And it's female as well. I mean, it goes both ways.
Do we record during Mike's thirsty time
I guess we
every
do
time?
Mike knows when we're recording. He's the one that produces this.
It
Oh,
is
that's
his
right.
production.
You better
It is
remember who
Big Mike
does
Productions.
this.
Okay, he's finished.
Okay. So, or was he on board and released the ego right away?
Never had an ego to release.
Yeah.
There was never any egoic. There was never any ego,
No.
No.
especially when it come to Ron.
No.
No.
Never.
I don't.
He doesn't live in that world.
No, I don't have time to. It's
Yeah.
too
No.
expensive too. I can't afford it.
He's very humble.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Very.
humble.
Very loving.
Yeah.
Very supportive. Very supportive. Did Ron grow spiritually as well after this whole transformation?
I don't know if I've grown that way at all. I don't know. It's kind of hard to
I'm
say.
not a very
I-
spiritual guy.
Here's what I would say. I would say that knowing Ron for me has helped my spirituality because he actually let me see a side of a man that I was trying to be and helped me learn to be because of how open his heart was to me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
He's
Okay.
It's odd because it's not. Well, you are odd.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. It's odd because he's not a very spiritual guy, but he loves unconditionally,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he really
And-
does.
and he forgives, and he
Takes a while sometimes, but I do.
he's very
Yeah.
accepting, and he's very forgiving, and he's very loving.
Man.
Yeah, I gotta go do through my mind thing, and then I'm like, okay, we're done. Okay, that's
Right.
cool.
Right.
I wear my
He
my
has
emotions
temper
are on my
tantrums
sleeve.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did Ron have his own spirituality before all this happened?
No.
I don't think so.
As in, what fueled what appears to be his big picture view?
The big picture of me. I wonder if that's the question.
No, the big picture view, I guess, is he looked at. It's like you guys said. You guys looked at the dynamic of what you were going to be able to bring to Cameron, and I think that's a pretty big
The
picture.
thing I think that would
I could be
spark
wrong.
everything in motion was, and we talked about this just earlier tonight, was when I let you go.
Mm-hmm.
And once I did that, it was, she didn't quite, the expression on her face when I said it, because I kind of said it as I was leaving, but I looked her in the eye, she looked at me in the eye, and I said, I'm letting you go. Of course, tears were rolling down my face. It's the hardest thing I ever did. And then I just looked like did I just hear that? And I don't know what to make of it. And I kind of left it at that, and I went on my way. But later on that day,
Felt a release.
yes, it was the burden that was lifted, and that's what we have now from that moment on.
Yeah.
I let her go. I don't know when she let me go, but once that happened, it was what we have today.
That's exactly what we've been trying to tell people: to experience the pain of birth, to see the unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
You just said it magically.
Delicious.
I can't take either one of them anywhere.
I really like that. I wish I would have said it. Okay, but anyway, let's see. What has he learned from this, and what he's currently learning by all this since you keep in touch and he's part of the family?
I don't know if I learned anything really.
He's very much a part of the family.
He's here, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not here as much as Alan.
You know what?
Well.
You're damn right. And we just
Well.
adopted him. I mean,
Right. I'm surprised he's not here now.
God, we have.
Oh wow.
But we love you, Alan.
Yes, we do. Sorry, Al, man. I had to get that in.
That's
man.
okay. He's the asshole. I would say that what he learns, I mean, I think it's all a learning process, and we're not keeping anything from each other.
No.
No.
I think because of the communication and the way that you could tell when we're all focused on Cameron's development and Cameron's care
School.
and his well-being.
Cameron, right.
And then when something happens to any one of us, we're talking about it.
Yep. Or we're there supporting each other.
Yeah.
Through it.
And it's
Yeah.
not just, and what's really, I think, dynamic is that it's not all just about Cameron, because we understand we have to worry about each other's well-being in this too.
Yeah.
So it really we really do talk more than just what we do about Cameron.
Right. I mean, it's like we do the Sunday dinner every
Oh,
Every
yeah.
Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
And
We all get
usually-
heartburn.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she makes way too much food.
Always. That's
And-
not going to change.
And, you know,
For real.
I'm learning that.
Yeah. You got to accept it, man.
So if you're military and you want to come for Sunday dinners, there'll
Yeah.
be plenty of food.
Yeah. Chow hall's open.
Okay.
Mess hall.
Just saying. Yeah. Mess hall.
Whatever you want to call it.
You slap it right on the plate.
So when these two are together, I never get a word in edgewise, so neither one of them learn anything.
That's not true.
At all.
Right.
Because we're not talking she is. See?
Moving on.
Okay.
Jackasses.
Just a little. Good
Let's
movie.
see. Did he feel jealous?
No. There's nothing to feel jealous of. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no jealousy.
Was there? Not even on my part.
I don't think so. I don't think Ron ever was jealous.
We were there was nothing to be jealous of, really. We were frustrated with each other,
Yeah.
and that's because we have a communication issue.
you go.
But
Right.
uh, other than that, there was nothing to be jealous of because we knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Nothing, like, it was open and nothing was hidden from anybody.
Right. And it was. No, I really don't. I don't even think I felt that.
No,
I mean, we actually talked to. We talked to some people the other day, and one of the big things was, I'm getting ready to meet the ex, and I took her away from him. And I'm like, you could have never taken her away from him. She has to make the decision on her own, and that was the dynamic they have in between them. If she says, "Well, he took me away from you," you're just telling the other person they have power to take him back. So why would you be upset or angry or jealous or you know what I mean?
yeah, but I don't believe in the whole taken thing.
Yeah,
Nobody
neither
takes
do I.
anybody away from anybody.
Right.
You make a choice.
Yeah.
Choices are not hard. You make them that way. That's what I believe.
And how bad would this have been if she lied?
Oh, I'd have been pissed.
Right. And that's where you
Not
get hurt.
because-
When you keep something from somebody,
Yeah.
you're hurting.
Not because of the situation, but because she lied.
Yeah.
That's what Sherry knows this. Lee knows this. If you're honest with me, I'll be honest with you. May not like it, but you know what? You're honest. Nothing has to be hidden.
No.
It's out there. That's all I ever ask anybody.
Is
You can
hiding lying to you?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
To me, it is. I don't know about everybody else.
No,
I
it
don't-
is. In this dynamic, would that have hurt?
Yes.
And then you would have a reason to be angry.
Yes, I would. I would not be angry at her. Angry at her for hiding that.
Right.
Where she didn't have to, but she knows that.
Yeah.
And it just causes even more pain.
Yeah. That would have made things a little bit more difficult, but we
Yeah.
still would wound up in the same place. We would have got through it, but
Sure.
that would just been more BS to get through.
Right.
Instead of going, hey, this is what's going on.
Makes sense to me. Makes perfect sense. You just saved a lot of marriages, whether you know it or not.
I should do
Painfully.
this with you guys. Nah.
Because hiding is lying. Keeping
Yes.
something from them is lying. If
Yeah.
you notice, they told you. We talked all the time. There was nothing
Yeah, we
hidden.
did.
If you can't be honest with yourself, then you can't be honest with anybody. That's mine.
It is.
That's mine, by the way. I'm gonna copyright it 10%. If you want to use it, just throw that out there. No, seriously, use it. I
There'll be a
care.
disclaimer here.
Yeah.
This is where Sherry puts the disclaimer, and that Ron is the boss
Don't
of
believe wrong.
Believe it. All right, so let's see. Have you all managed to keep all three relationships intact? I remember Lee saying that Ron is his best friend. Also, how did Ron handle Lee's feelings about the baby? And the last question really is for Sherry, but I want to answer that because how did Ron handle Lee's feelings about the baby?
There was no feelings to handle. I was more.
I was the one that told her she was pregnant.
Well, yeah, I was kind of figured.
I mean, I told her. I said, "You're pregnant." She goes, "No, I'm not." I said, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, I remember we had that conversation.
Yeah,
Lisa
I
was
told her.
pregnant.
Right.
Lee said I'm pregnant.
So she went to the doctor 2 weeks later.
She's pregnant.
So how's Lee going to handle
how
that?
did it-
Lee was the one that told her.
How did it feel though? That's a good question because I know people are sitting on the edge of their seats right now, waiting for Lee or waiting for Ron to answer. Waiting for Ron to answer. How did you feel with Cameron being so young? Just a year old, was he?
Mm-hmm.
When Ron or Lee was incorporated into our lives, how did you feel about another man in your son's life so early, nurturing him and changing his diapers and being there for him?
Didn't bother me. I knew
It bothered me.
Wow.
That boy would eat anything, and what came out of him just doesn't even make any sense.
That's true.
He had grown man shit.
It was.
Oh,
That shit was toxic.
All right. But was there any odd feelings or any?
No, the only thing I thought was weird was okay. I didn't have anybody. You didn't have anybody. Lee didn't have anybody. Now he's got two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought I just thought that was kind of weird. And I told Lee this. How long we been? How long have I been his roommate? 2-3 years.
Yeah. It's been about 3 years.
And we had this conversation right there in the living last time, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I told Lee, I said, I'm glad it's you instead of somebody else with Cameron.
Yeah.
I said Sherry couldn't have picked somebody better or anybody better.
Did you didn't have any feelings of I'm asking you this because I just know that there's going to be so many people out there curious about another man that's coming in to help father your son and be a father figure to your son. I mean, this is now keep in mind this is Ron's only child. He doesn't have any more kids. Cameron's it. Cameron's his only child.
Right.
So did you have any feelings of this man's going to come in and try to father my son?
No, never entered my mind. Well, you
I
gotta
didn't
know.
think so. I just wanted to ask.
You gotta know Cameron though.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron knows who's his mom, who's his dad, and who Lee and Mo and everybody else is. And had he not known, it probably would have been okay. We got to sit down and explain to him. But we never had to do that because he knows.
He knows.
He knows.
He knows. I mean, if you ask him, who's Ron? That's my daddy. Who's Cher?
That's
That's my mom. Who's Lee? That's my stepdad.
Or Superman.
Or Superman.
And no, he goes, Lee's awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
But, yeah, see, got back up.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yep. Yes, they are. But no, I
Moving
mean,
along.
it never. To answer the question, no, I never had to worry about it, nor probably will I. I'm just glad if anything happens to me, Cam's in good hands.
Yeah. Well, I would say that it's been an honor. And I feel truly amazed that being a part of all of their lives, but even, just the way Cameron is. I mean, that's my boy. I mean, we play and he plays and he wears us both down.
Right, everybody down.
Well, right. At 5 years old with a boy with that much energy, he's lucky he's got me because he'd been wore out. He would have broke his hip or his back or his
I'd be on hip replacement surgery.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I got my back fixed, so that really helped.
The one person that benefits out of all this is Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the most
That's
important
true.
thing.
And it's really interesting. And then I want to say this because I think that everybody needs to stop seeing in color. Because Cameron doesn't see us in color. He sees us in our hearts. He sees what our hearts can give to him.
He sees that in everybody, though. He does. Yeah. He looks past the superficial bull.
Yep.
And sees who they are.
Yep.
That's how we raised him. That's what he does. But he was doing that.
That's mostly because he's been raised the way he's in so much love and understanding and unconditional love.
But I think he more or less read into what we have, and we didn't really have to teach him that. He just learned it by what we do.
Yeah.
So this part of this last question is, how did you manage to alter the relationship with Ron without bringing up a lot of pain for him?
I don't know if I understand that question.
I believe the way that she's asking the question is, did you tiptoe around the connection to me, or did you tell him the truth?
No, I didn't tiptoe at all.
We never tiptoed.
I didn't tiptoe at all.
What I'm saying is, I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
She's thinking that you had to kind of go, I shouldn't mention Lee.
I didn't alter the connection, and it's not weird. And we're going to get to that at this last question about how family reacts, but because I've got a couple comments on that. But it's not strange. Lee and I lay on the couch together and we cuddle together, and Ron sits on the couch at the other end, and it's not. I don't weird. Alter it. No. We don't walk on eggshells when Ron's around, or we
nobody
don't.
Ever has.
We don't.
He hugs her by. I kiss her by. I mean,
yeah.
And if Sherry knows me, do not walk on eggshells.
Yeah, and even when we were still married and Lee and I were connected, there was none of that.
No.
I was honest. You knew.
Right.
And it was what it was, and he was understanding, and we go out together to places. We went out to dinner tonight. We do things together as a family. If it's just the four of us, Lee and I and Ron and Cameron, and there never was that.
Do you believe that? Okay, in your position and being the person that connects us all, could you have created this to be a very hostile environment or a very peaceful
yes.
environment?
Yes.
You have the power.
I had.
Neither
yes.
one of us had
right.
that power.
That could have went both ways.
It could have went both ways.
But
I could have
you know what I'm
lied.
saying?
Yeah,
I could have made the decision to lie and to tiptoe around and to walk on eggshells
But
and to
what
keep
would
Lee
that have
hidden
done?
from my life. That would have set him off in the wrong direction. And,
Oh, yeah.
and it would have
Trust me.
set
He would have
you.
felt it.
It
Oh,
would
yeah.
have set you off in the wrong direction because you would have felt like I wasn't acknowledging you and our connection.
Right.
And it would have set him off because I was lying to him and hiding and conniving. And that's not what I wanted to be. That's
Right,
not
no.
what I wanted my son to. That's not what I wanted my son to experience.
No.
No.
Even though he was little.
I mean,
He
that would have
wouldn't-
took a lot longer for us to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it didn't happen. I mean, she could
Why?
have said,
Why?
no,
Why?
I don't know. But I'm the type of person, though, too. And when we were dating before we got married, look, your male friends are your male friends. I'm not going to take you away from them. That's your life. That's fine. Include me in it. And it went both ways. This is my life and my friends. Here you are. And if they don't like her, that's on them. You know, and if they didn't like me, that's on them. I wasn't there to please them. I was there to not really please her, but I'm here with her.
Mhm.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then we don't need you.
No sugarcoating there.
Nope.
Nope.
Don't need it. All right, so this one was, did friends and family give Ron a hard time about it, criticize and judge the situation, or talk badly about Sherry to him?
Yes. I
was one of them. Just kidding. we,
Oh.
God help us all.
Oh. We'll get her a tissue later. When our split came, I mean, we were good. Everybody else was like, Godzilla! And they pretty much left her on her own island. Everybody was off her boat on mine. I mean, for real. There was no, no. Everybody was like, Sherry, you're the evil one, and blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you did this. And then and I let them rant in, out. I knew what was going on. I knew where we were. I even told her what people were saying about her, and she's like, did one of those.
We were secure in what we were.
We knew what
We
was
knew
going
what
on.
was going on. And the most important thing was our son and the fact that our son didn't hear any of that going on. I will say there are people out there, and there are still family members and friends out there who think it's weird, who think it's
Yep.
strange, that we're a family.
and we're giving each
Your
other
sister's
love.
one.
Yeah,
She
and-
doesn't understand.
Yeah, yeah. My
That's
sister.
just who she is.
Yeah, and my daughter even, my oldest daughter seems to have a problem with it, and
Kelsey?
Yep.
yeah, she
Oh, yeah.
she had just
I thought
told
she
me
was
last time I
Yep.
talked to her that she came over one time to spend the night, and they just pulled off because Ron's truck was in the driveway, and they just think it's unhealthy, and they think it's weird,
Ooh, I know who that is.
and they think it's strange,
right.
and
I don't like her.
it's not. It's not strange. It's not weird.
No.
Ask my son. He's 5. It's
Yeah.
not
And
strange.
remember, when you come into the world,
Um,
you don't know what conditions are.
you
When you
don't.
get older,
No.
you create your own.
We built a family out of no family.
True, because neither one of us
And-
really had much of one.
And now we have a family. And if something goes on with Cameron, he's got the support system of the
Oh.
United States Army.
I think we all do now. I mean,
Yeah,
just
I
a
mean-
few
We all
weeks
do
just a
there.
few weeks
And-
ago, there was a car accident,
Oh,
and there was probably
I don't
we
know
were
what car
doing
that was.
Sunday family dinner. We're not going to talk about how the accident happened.
right.
Stop at all red lights.
But I did get a
If-
Mother's Day card
if
that said, "My mom stops at all the red lights."
so, here's the thing.
That happened.
Here's what was so interesting about it. There were family here. We just were finishing up Sunday dinner, and we got the call, and every single person in here jumped up and drove over there.
Mhm.
And when you have an entire family come around you in moments like that, you know what kind of family you have.
Yeah,
It was-
and it was
Very powerful.
very powerful.
Very powerful. That
I think we scared people that day too.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Not
you
because
know
of
what?
what happened,
Because of the
but-
diversity of everybody jumped up.
Yeah, I mean,
And everybody's hugging, like.
There
Yeah.
was people
Well, how
everywhere.
come they just went and grabbed They were all hugging each other.
I think out of everybody that was there, maybe one person understood that was going on that was outside of the group.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a police officer.
Yeah, because the police are like.
I think they just ignored us. They were like, never mind. But anyway, there might have been one person there, but I think everybody being at the scene the way it was, I know it intimidated at least 2 or 3 people that were there.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and fear's a good word. They were afraid. They were scared. They were fearful of us. I do not know why, because we're not a fearful bunch, but, well, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
You see these two. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean.
But anyway, there was no.
they know us. They don't know you.
That's true.
Well, now they do.
Yeah.
They're going to watch this episode
But
over and
we
over.
were pretty much, mingling was a good word,
Yeah.
making sure everybody was okay.
Yeah.
Except for there's, that small handful of people who refused to not acknowledge us, but to, I guess, let us in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's perfect.
To find out what was going on, and made an attempt. You know what? Okay, I can see it. We're good. You're good. Left it at that.
Right.
But there was no interaction with a small group of people that was at the scene.
Yeah.
It
But-
was very powerful. It was very powerful. There was so much love and so much family there. And everybody just dropped what they were doing and they left and they went
But
they
that
went there.
happens all the time, though, with us.
It does happen a lot with us, and we do just be, and there's going to be a time when you remarry and maybe,
Maybe.
and
Who knows?
and then it's going to still be the same. We're still going to parent our son.
And this person will give as much love and time and patience with as anybody else.
Yeah.
The thing about our union is that it embraces love, not destroys it.
Right.
Yeah. That almost sounds like a TV show. I think we need to tell everybody that this isn't one of those like My 5 Wives or polygamy.
Right.
This isn't like a polygamy or polyamorous
No, we
relationship.
drink. We're not.
We are completely monogamous.
They are. Me? No, not anymore. No.
You're not monogamous?
With me.
Oh, he's synonymous.
Sure.
Is that a word?
Yes,
Yeah.
synonymous.
I made that up.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
I know this was we got through all the questions.
Okay, we got through all the
so-
questions, which and this is the
I'm
the
sure you're gonna
longest.
have more.
This
Yeah.
is the longest video we've done.
In a
So-
while.
I hope-
I think some of the ones we did early on, it's going to take a while to upload, but
Mhm.
it'll be worth it because I think
Yes.
that we needed to take the time to do this to really show you
Oh,
the
Cameron's
dynamic
gonna say goodbye.
in real time. There was
Yeah.
no sugarcoating. We didn't do any coaching. This is the
This
real.
is it.
This is the real heart right here. This is it. And
There,
as
son.
you can see, he understands love because we didn't keep it from him.
No, he's got everything we've had or didn't have and more.
Yes.
Mhm.
Tell him. Say yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him about Lee. What is Lee? Cool.
And what's Dad?
He's my dad.
I knew it.
He's my dad.
I get all the other words.
Do you feel
Yeah.
loved?
Oh yeah.
You do? You feel love?
Who
What?
loves
Who
Who loves
loves
you,
you?
Cameron? You don't know.
No, he don't know.
Does Daddy love you?
Yeah.
Does Mommy love you?
Yeah.
Does Lee love you?
Yeah.
Does Mo love you?
Yeah.
Does Christian love you?
Yeah.
Does
Does
Kia love
Mike
you?
love you?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
Mike is licking his head.
Oh my god.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
And thank you for being a part of our family.
Hold on.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
You want to say something, Cameron?
Yeah. Oh my god.
This
Oh my god.
Welcome to our crazy family.
right.
Oh my god.
Mike, sit down.
Everybody.
This is the chaos that we call our family.
Yes.
And
As you
we
can
love
see.
you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any more questions for Ron, just post them.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, questions
Down.
for me. Yeah, ask me.
Yes.
Just ask
Cameron wants to
him.
know if you have any questions for him, ask him too.
Just ask him. Yes, because he has the answers, don't you?
Yeah, it's because I'm awesome.
Yep.
It's because he's awesome.
That's it. Thank you for watching.